Joe giving it up to Jalen Williams, and that is a block shot by Cooper Flag.
Let's go.
From the weak side, I like that. Oh.
And running a floor, AD finishes from D'Lo. And headed the other way, Oklahoma City, so the Mavericks have their first points of the preseason. That is Northwestern. Lively, it's turned away. Anthony Davis secured the offensive rebound, and now a drive into the paint by Flag, a pass for a reverse jam. Cross-court playing by Davis. Flag drives baseline. Been a willing passer in the first few minutes of this game as Davis hits a three. Isaiah Joe, we know how capable rating, and their point differential was the best by a team in the regular season in the history of the NBA. They outscored teams. PJ in the game yet, but we expect to see him shortly. Jaden Hardy's going to be the next player to go in. See him going to the scores table across. Look at tonight's Lexus leaderboard. PJ Washington, one of the top 4 players last year in block shots per game. First quarter of the game is his third. Going to attack off the dribble. Good defender in case of Wallace. And Powell is there, cutting off.
Have been able to do that without the transfer portal, and it allowed us to go in and fill in where we needed to, and we got on a run and had a good year, and so we're hoping to do the same thing this year. Game. It was going to take an almost perfect effort from us to beat those guys.
Yeah.
But you know, we're trying to get back. I mean, and as I said earlier, the Big 12 is so awesome to see DFW teams be competitive and have success.
And now we got to get North Texas in there. Of course, that's where I want to
5-0.
5-0.
We got to get the Mean Green mentions.
Of course we are. Yes. Yeah. No question about that.
Yeah, but proud of Eric, man. He's having a great year. They're 5-0. And
JC and Gortman's been playing here in the first quarter for the Thunder. Remember that he spent some time with the Mavericks last year. As a matter of fact, his performances
Play more aggressively on the perimeter, because if you know what's behind you, you're right. They have a chance to be a top 2 or 3 defensive.
We should note that 28% for OKC, 33% for the Mavs. That'll help the shooting percentage. Back cut to an easy shot. Or of course, OKC started Hartenstein and Holmgren a lot during the playoffs as Davis hits. And it is launched to the rim to get it on the rim and avoid a shot clock violation. And they come away with 3. Lost ball by Isaiah Joe. Lively picked it up. Russell just went to the free throw line. Finds They'll cram 3 games, that is, into a 5-day span. Game at American Airlines Center and a couple of games on the road against the Jazz in Salt Lake City, the Lakers in Long Beach. But he had an ACL injury. And so here's Max Christie running the floor and scoring.
Down doing drill after drill for hours instead of 2-a-days. They did it in 1 practice, and Cooper did not sit out 1.
Nice.
Black brought it up the floor, goes to PJ for a finish and a foul.
Graduated from here. My son just graduated from TCU, so this place means
NBA preseason points for Cooper Flag, the #1 pick of the draft, as Chris Youngblood just knocks down the 3. Well, certainly a lot of lottery luck. First time the Mavericks had ever moved up in the lottery, and now we'll see Flag shoot and knock down a 3-pointer.
There we go.
We'll see all that had to happen, Coach.
Respect, he can do it all. There's a great pass right there against the zone, and fed it inside and got it. Really, his pass led to
Put on his jersey.
That's right. They wouldn't get. They kicked me out.
Coach, you've been in this game so long.
Hawaii was my first recruit ever at the University of Hawaii, so that was I was just starting out there. And Clay, make the USA team that time. He was come from Washington State, kind of an under-recruited guy, and they kind of blossomed and took off when they're older and get to this level, because they have to do that, or they'll find somebody else that will. But they know their roles. So I'd say those are the 2 things that really stand out to me.
And of course, you're having to adapt now with the changes that have happened in college athletics over the era that we're in college athletics.
You know, we've had to make some adjustments, to be honest. You know, what the things that we were good at, and I took
second half. So we'll see if that's the end of the road for preseason game #1. Hardy will let it fly on a 3.
Right. The open players, so I don't think they even care about scoring so much.
It was a nice Euro step by Ousmane Dieng, going into his 4th year in the league from France. Yes.
Had some good moments.
And he was the assist leader in college basketball right upon his insertion into the game. Miles Kelly from Auburn is about to go in for Dallas. Here's a 3 that's good for Case and Watt. So there won't be an easy basket opportunity for the Thunder off the turnover, but there is a drive and finish and a foul for.
Because I think it's extraordinary
By the way, we're going to be talking to a Fort Worth artist later here in the third quarter, Abraham Alexander.
Oscar nominated.
Hello. Probably a good time to mention that he was in one of his 2 seasons at Oklahoma. Now on the drive, here is a shot that rolls around it.
A lot of points these days aren't.
Here he is looking at the basket again and made it over.
And it was amazing. Like, I just super grateful for just this community. This is phenomenal for DF.
He's rolling into the Nerd Olympics with the gold medalist Followell, who never loses.
Oh, man. Okay, okay. Who wants to be a millionaire? You're going to win. I have such a deep love for basketball. Watching Kobe play overseas, Michael Jordan. So, yeah, I'm still a huge. So I might take some tips from you, brother.
Yeah, those were fun times. I'm very excited about what's going on in the Premier League with Arsenal top of the table right now. 18,500. The announced attendance tonight is just over 12,000. So thank you, Fort Worth, for coming out and supporting the Mavs, and I look forward to an opportunity to do Campbell. TCU men's basketball coach Jamie Dixon, and now Fort Worth recording artist, Oscar-nominated Abraham Alexander. Good to call you Abe. So
absolutely, absolutely.
He said maybe I'm getting a little bit too casual, but he said that during one break, so I'm running with it.
No, we go way back. It's truly the purpose that we all should strive for, and individuals like Kyrie do that so wonderfully.
What Jake Kidd said before the game, I asked him about how he will be evaluating some of these younger guys. There's Robinson Earl off a turnover scoring. They'll look a lot different whenever these 2 teams cross paths very early in the NBA regular season. As Nembhard nails the 3-pointer games to open up the season for Dallas. And the 4th of those 5 games will be the Thunder visiting on October the 27th. Dallas is only making one. They never do. They never ask what. They never ask me, Followell, what should they do? What should we do about how we set up the Mavericks schedule this year? But I would not as well.
I'm just so curious to what 5 are going to be introduced on the.
Nembhard, late clock, got a long defender in Leon, the native of the Netherlands. Switched on to him, but still.
Dallas, Fort Worth. You're settled now. I don't know, had you been a DFW before you got drafted?
I can't remember the time I was here before.
When you compete and play hard, you can still impact the game, and he didn't score for the first quarter and a half of the game tonight. That's what's so impressive. And we saw that in the Summer League game, too. His first Summer League game he played.
He's just...
Well, Paige, we want to give you a chance to cut you loose here before the game comes to an end. I know your night here is wrapping up, as ours is as well. Thanks so much for coming by. Summer and free agency, going to Milwaukee.
Miles Turner has had so much success against the Mavericks. Kind of happy he's not.
One more exclamation point on what I have to say is a pretty interesting night for Musa Cisse.
I don't know that this could have been a better night out here in Fort Worth. We got to see the Mavericks play really well. We got to see flashes of that starting group, potential starting group. We saw Cooper Flagg do his thing. We talked to some great coaches and great people. We had Paige Beckers on with us. This has been a wonderful night. Thank you, Funky Town.
Thank you, Fort Worth, and thank you.